Welcome to the Gutsy Podcast, the show where you learn how to own what you actually want and shift the mind junk that's been holding you back. I'm LauraAura, keynote speaker, coach, and your guide to help you get clarity, build confidence, and make the gutsy moves that change your life. Each week, I'm going to help you simplify things by teaching you how to get out of your head while stepping into action. This way you can achieve all those life shifts that you've been overthinking. Your desire? That drives you. But gutsy? That's what gets it done. Imposter syndrome is one of those phrases that I have kind of a love-hate relationship with. On one hand, it helps to explain why you feel like you don't fit in certain rooms and places. On the other hand, it kind of justifies why you don't do anything about it. Oh, I can't go to that event because I have imposter syndrome. I can't ask for a raise or change my job or even start a business because I have imposter syndrome. I can't try something new or put myself out there or raise my hand in a room because why? I have imposter syndrome. Listen, two things can be true. You can relate to having imposter syndrome and choose to do something about it. On today's episode of the Gutsy Podcast, I'm going to teach you how to use that imposter syndrome as fuel to make your next gutsy move, instead of using it as an excuse or a safety net to hide. Before we dig into that, I've got an opportunity for you to get coached by me for free. Once a month on the Gutsy Podcast, I offer a coaching session to a brave, bold soul who is willing to share their experience with the world. I know, it's a gutsy move. But if you're done settling, you're ready to make a change in your life or your career, and you just don't know where to start, then one of these coaching sessions could be for you. You might think that you are the only one experiencing what you're going through, but I can promise you that when we air your episode, there are hundreds, if not thousands of women around the world that are nodding their head and saying thank you. Why? Because they can hear themselves in your story. You saying yes to yourself empowers other women to say yes to themselves as well. And my gift to you for stepping up and stepping out is this session is complimentary. Your next step? Go to thegutsypodcast.com, scroll all the way down to the bottom, click on apply to get coached on the show, and we'll get you started. All right, my friend, let's get into this imposter syndrome conversation because listen, like I said, I can completely understand and have been there myself in how having a title or a phrase or something that explains how you're feeling at these places and in these rooms and with certain people or even online, it just helps you feel better to know that like, hey, there's not something quote unquote wrong with me. There's a phrase that identifies and explains what I'm going through. And that can be really soothing, right? It's kind of like if you've ever had a chronic illness or something that's just been going on a long time in your life and everyone's like, oh, you're fine. Everything looks fine. Then all of a sudden you find a term or you get a result or you meet up with the right doctor and they put a name to it. It is so validating and grounding. It's like, I'm not making this shit up in my head. This is a real ass thing. And now I don't have to wonder anymore. I can do something about it. I can work with this. I can shift things around this to help to support myself. So in no way am I suggesting that we kick the term imposter syndrome down the road or cancel it like people love to do these days. What I'm here to do today is to challenge the behavior that usually comes after defining that I have imposter syndrome. Some people use it as fuel. A lot of people, maybe even you, use it as an excuse. It's like a fancy title that justifies why you don't belong somewhere, why you can't do something, why you want to continue to hide. And even if you don't truly want to do those things, there's something about the term and the energy around imposter syndrome that almost like, pats you on the back of the head and says, it's okay, you don't have to. So the real question here is, are you using imposter syndrome as fuel to make a change? Or are you using imposter syndrome as an excuse to stay hidden? Boom, shakalaka. I'm coming in with the fire today, my friend. I got the aha moment to record this episode for you today through a lived experience. I recently got hired to speak at an event in New York City. Now, listen, this has been on my bucket list for a long ass time. There's just something about the energy of the city. There's something about saying I'm speaking in New York City. And then there's something even more powerful about saying I'm being paid to speak in New York City. It's a confidence booster for myself, and it further helps to validate and show that like, hey, I'm really in this to other potential places that might want to hire me to speak. The event is called Curiosity Connections, and if you are anywhere near New York City, I 10 out of 10 highly recommend that you look them up. It's a very unique networking style experience where you leave your LinkedIn at the door, you come in, it's a space for open, vulnerable conversation, relatability. They call it the unnetworking space for people who crave real connection. And one of their phrases that they use that I love is that we break bread and we break silos. As you can hear from me explaining this event, it is so me, right? It's raw, it's open, it's vulnerable, it's real. Rhonda and Gutsy are the two women that created this organization and host this event, are just the sweetest, kindest, most supportive women I've met in a long time. So there is nothing about this event that is intimidating to me. It's right up my alley. They love who I am and what I'm about. They love my message. They love my grounded energy. They chose me to be in that room. And that will always continue to be absolutely mind-blowing to me. And this is what happens, by the way, a lot of times is we get invited to something, we go to something, we, build up the courage to put ourselves out there. Like there's an initial action, and then we end up in a space. And this is where the turning point happens. So I'm at home. It's the day before we leave, and I start looking at my closet. I had been kind of planning out what I was going to be wearing and, how I wanted to feel, and if I wanted to do color blocking or if I wanted to wear all black or, I was playing around with my outfits. Okay. But it came time to actually pack. And I got out my suitcase and I laid it open on the bed and I stepped into my closet and started to kind of thumb through things. By the way, I color code my closet because 1, it's pretty. 2, it makes my life a lot easier. And as I started to pull out outfits and put them on, I can tell you that my brain started to say all kinds of shit that was not helpful in the moment. I started saying things like, this is New York City. I need to step it up. I need to look better. What if I'm not polished enough? What if these people think that I'm some podunk girl from Pennsylvania? What if they laugh at me? What if they don't take me seriously? Like I'm coming up, I got a shovel out, okay? I was digging up some shit that I didn't even know was still in there. And where did that come from? Old insecurities, imposter syndrome, thinking that I don't belong, thinking that I needed to be something or someone else that I'm not. And in that moment, I was able to shake it off. Okay. I was able to pack a few things. I felt pretty solid about my outfits. I tried them on to make sure there wasn't any malfunctions, which I highly recommend no matter what you're doing. We packed up. The next day, we drove to the train station, and a few hours later, we arrived in New York City. We arrived a day early, which I always do when I'm headed to speaking events because I find that travel days and speaking days should never coincide for me. I like to arrive a day early because I get off all the travel gunk and the exhaustion that comes from that. And I just get landed and grounded into the space. So we spent the whole first day after we got into our hotel just roaming around the city doing some fun things. And then it came time to plan for the next morning. And those voices that I was telling you about, not only did they come back, but they got louder and they got stronger. And when I tell you that I got up in my head, convincing myself that I was not worthy of speaking in New York City to these fine people, it was like a megaphone. I was nervous. I was ungrounded. I was like shook off my center. Of course, it had been raining, so as I'm walking to the event, it's humid as shit, and so now my hair is fuzzy, so now I don't feel good about my hair, and I'm on my period, so I feel extra bloated, and I feel like my face is round. And now I wish I would have packed the black outfit instead of the color blocking outfit like I thought I wanted. And I walk into the space, and it is this fun, funky Mediterranean place in Soho. And by this point, I'm like, I'm screwed. There's no way this is going to go well. Nobody wants me to be here. I don't even know what I stand for anymore, right? Like at this point, I've just kind of blanked out. Now, of course, I'm sweaty, right? Like the under boob sweat is a real ass thing. I go to the bathroom. The light's not really working. So here I am sitting on the toilet in the dark, hunched over with my bloated freaking gut hanging out, boob sweat running down my side, and frizzy fucking hair saying, why the fuck did they hire me to speak in New York City? And it was in that very picturesque moment that I had to stop and say, Laura, why not? They chose you to be here. Of all of the applicants that said, hey, I want to speak at your event, you are the one they booked a call with. You are the one that they got excited about on the phone. You are the one that they signed the contract with. And you are the one that's sitting in this room. They're not hiring you because they want a New York City polished version of you. They're hiring you to be you. And so in that moment, I decided that's who I was going to be. I mean, that's who I know best to be. That's what comes most naturally to me. That's where I'm the happiest, and it's where I make my biggest impact. So why be anything other than that? So I cleaned up the boob sweat. I tucked my shirt in a new way that didn't make me feel like I had a kangaroo pouch. I took a big deep breath. I looked at myself in the mirror. I smiled, and I went out and I did my fucking thing. Now, even while I was doing my thing, there were still these kind of thoughts popping in. And especially after the talk was done, I was like, oh my God, I don't know if that landed. I'm not sure if that was good enough. Was I really on my game? And as the event went on and I started having one-on-one conversations with people and getting feedback, and then at the end, we did this kind of live Q&A session where we did some feedback. The question that I asked them to think about while they were eating was, what is the thing that you are resisting the most right now? And so we had an opportunity to have an open dialogue and conversation about that, which was so powerful because everyone could see and hear themselves within somebody else's story. I left feeling pretty good, but still kind of questioning myself a little bit, and emailed the event planners a couple of days later, and their words just immediately dissolved any hesitation I had about myself. Things like, we were so grateful for your presence at the event. Your energy, warmth, and insights brought something really special to the morning. Saturday at Curiosity Connections felt like a breakthrough moment. So many people found themselves in your words, your approach, and the way you held space. You are a phenom, full stop. I mean, these words, I'm like, holy shitballs. I did make an impact. It did land. And the thing I'm most proud of is that it did those things because I chose to be myself. There were several moments along this journey where I experienced imposter syndrome. But instead of allowing it to talk me out of things, I used it as fuel to lean in. Look, having imposter syndrome doesn't mean that you're not good enough or that you can't be there or people are ahead of you or you're not on your game. It's a call forward to lean in, to get curious, to own who you are, to get uncomfortable, to make gutsy moves. Today, I'm inviting you to change the way that you look at imposter syndrome. Change the relationship that you have with that title. Instead of relating to it, attaching to it, making it part of your personality, and using it as an excuse or a safety net to hide or hold back, I challenge you to view it as an invitation. Get excited when you start to feel imposter syndrome. Why? Because this means you are stretching yourself to your next level. You are growing. Your impact is widening. You're about to create new opportunities. You're going to learn something. You're going to meet new people. Imposter syndrome is not telling you that you shouldn't be there. It's telling you that you're ready to be there. It's mirroring back to you your next level of growth. When you harness this energy, when you catch those thoughts in the moment, when you choose to lean in instead of run away, my friend, that is where some shit starts to change for the better. You're ultimately going to feel more proud of yourself. You're going to feel fulfilled. You're going to amaze yourself at the things that you call in because you were willing to lean in. Ultimately, imposter syndrome is a decision. Just like in my very glorious hunched over moment in the dark bathroom, I had to decide, am I going to bow down to this and let this fear and all this shitty talk in my brain run me? Or am I going to own this moment? Really take up the space that I'm intended to and give these people the LauraAura fucking magic that they came here for. You get to decide. So notice when you start feeling that pullback, that retreat, that shrinking, that moment when you're like, ooh, I just want to hide. I don't belong here. Catch that feeling. Sit with it for a second. Remind yourself who you are, what you're capable of, why they brought you here, why you decided to come, and then decide what you're going to do. I'm going to lean in. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to be my best self. I'm going to let my bold personality out. I'm going to meet new people. Whatever it is, make your decision in that moment, and then allow all of your actions that follow it to filter through that. Nobody has everything figured out. And I know that you know that, but in these moments, it really feels like everyone else has got a secret that nobody gave you the fucking book to. But I can promise you, even the most polished, put together, well-established, successful people in the world still have moments like this too. Imposter syndrome is no longer your excuse. Imposter syndrome is your invitation forward. If this episode resonated with you, I would super duper big puffy heart love and appreciate if you could leave a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. It helps other gutsy women like you know that yes, this is my next podcast too. We should also probably be friends. So if you're not already following me, I'm on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. You can find me using @thatLauraAura. And as always, until I see you next time, stay gutsy.